Your dog looked at you today and you didn't see it. Not the look itself, but what was behind it. Something quiet, something urgent, something that, according to veterinary ophthalmologists, millions of dog owners miss every single day until it's too late. Eye pain in dogs is one of the most commonly overlooked sources of suffering in domestic pets. And the reason most owners miss it isn't carelessness. It's because dogs are extraordinarily good at hiding it. Their stoicism goes back thousands of years. In the wild, showing weakness meant vulnerability. So your dog learned, somewhere deep in their biology, to keep going, to eat, to wag, to meet you at the door, all while their eyes are hurting in ways you cannot imagine. And by the time you notice something is wrong, the damage is often already done. There are specific signs your dog has been showing you. Behavioral signals, physical clues, changes so subtle that most owners explain them away without a second thought. Let's go through them, because what you're about to learn could save your dog's vision. 1. Your dog is squinting and you think it's tiredness. Have you ever looked at your dog and noticed one eye just slightly more closed than the other? Not fully shut. Not dramatic. Just a little narrower than normal, a little tighter around the edges. Most owners glance over it. They assume the dog is sleepy or relaxed or just being a dog. But here's what veterinary ophthalmologists will tell you. Squinting, even subtle squinting, is one of the earliest and most consistent signs of eye pain in dogs. The medical term is blepharospasm. It's an involuntary muscular response to discomfort. Your dog isn't choosing to squint. Their eye is telling their face to close. Think about the last time you got something in your own eye, a speck of dust, an eyelash. That immediate reflexive tightening. That's what your dog is living with, except they can't tell you, and they won't stop going about their day just because it hurts. Researchers studying canine pain responses consistently find that dogs continue normal activities, eating, walking, playing, even when experiencing significant ocular discomfort. The squint is the message. It's often the only one they send before things get worse. Watch both eyes. Watch them in different lighting. If one eye looks even slightly more closed than the other over the course of a day or two, that's not a coincidence. That's your dog whispering. 2. The behavior changes that have nothing to do with their eyes. This is the one that catches almost every owner off guard, because when people think about eye problems, they look at the eyes. What they don't expect is that the first sign might be their dog hiding under the bed, or snapping when touched near the face, or suddenly refusing to go outside in the afternoon sun. Veterinary behaviorists have documented this pattern in dogs with undiagnosed eye conditions. The behavioral shifts often appear before any visible physical symptoms do. A dog with early glaucoma, which is one of the most acutely painful eye conditions a dog can develop, may show up as lethargic, irritable, just off, not themselves. The owners of these dogs almost universally say the same thing afterward. They thought their dog was getting older. They thought it was a personality shift. They had no idea their dog was in pain. And here's what makes this even more devastating. Glaucoma involves a buildup of pressure inside the eye. Researchers describe the experience as similar to a severe migraine headache, sustained, inescapable, and invisible from the outside. Your dog cannot tell you their head is pounding, but they will sleep more. They'll flinch when you reach toward their face. They'll stop wanting to play fetch in bright light. Those aren't mood changes, those are pain signals wearing a behavioral disguise. Pay attention to what's different, not just what looks wrong. What feels different about your dog right now? 3. The physical signs hiding in plain sight. Have you ever noticed your dog rubbing their face against the carpet, pawing at one eye, tearing more than usual on one side? Most owners attribute these things to allergies. Maybe dust, maybe pollen, maybe nothing serious. But here's what nobody talks about. Each one of those behaviors, the face rubbing, the pawing, the excessive tearing, corresponds directly to documented eye pain responses in veterinary medicine. The cornea, which is the clear outer surface of the eye, is one of the most densely nerve-packed structures in your dog's entire body. A scratch on the cornea, even a tiny one from a blade of grass or a piece of dust, can produce pain that researchers compare to having an open wound directly on the eye surface. The physical signs go further than that. Redness in the whites of the eye, cloudiness or a bluish haze over the cornea, a visible film rising from the inner corner of the eye, which is called the third eyelid and elevates in response to irritation and pain. Discharge that shifts from clear to mucoid or yellowish, an eye that looks slightly more prominent than its partner. Any one of these signs alone warrants a call to your vet. Together, they're an emergency. The problem is that most owners see them and wait. They give it a day, then another day. And in the time they are waiting, conditions like corneal ulcers, which can perforate if left untreated, are progressing toward permanent damage. Don't wait for your dog to cry. They won't. That's not how they're built. 4. Certain dogs are carrying a higher risk right now, and most owners don't know it. Does your dog have a flat face? A pug, a bulldog, a Shih Tzu, a French bulldog? Their anatomy puts their eyes at significantly higher exposure than other breeds. Their eye sockets are shallower. Their eyes protrude further. They blink less completely. That means the corneal surface is in more frequent contact with environmental irritants and has less natural protection than a dog with a longer muzzle. Veterinary ophthalmologists consistently flag brachycephalic breeds as high risk for corneal ulcers and chronic eye surface pain, often without any visible trauma to explain it. But flat-faced breeds aren't the only ones at elevated risk. Cocker spaniels, basset hounds, samoyeds, and chow chows carry a genetic predisposition toward primary glaucoma. Shar-Peis and chow chows are prone to entropion, a structural condition where the eyelid rolls inward and the lashes spend every single day rubbing directly against the corneal surface. Think about what that means. A dog with untreated entropion is in low-grade, constant discomfort from their eyelashes scratching their eyes, from puppyhood sometimes, and because it develops slowly, because the dog adapts, because they keep wagging and eating and being a dog, the owners assume it's just how their dog looks. It isn't. It's chronic pain that the dog has learned to live with. And if you own one of these breeds, your next vet visit needs to include a conversation specifically about eye health, not because something is wrong today, because catching it before something goes wrong is the only way to protect them. 5. What your dog's eyes are telling you that you've been missing. Here's what I want you to do. Right now, today, find a space with natural light, not a screen, not a lamp, actual daylight. Look at both of your dog's eyes at the same level as their face. You're looking for symmetry. Both eyes should be the same size, the same level of openness, the same level of brightness. You should not see cloudiness in the cornea. You should not see a visible third eyelid creeping in from the corner. The whites of the eyes should not be visibly red or have pronounced blood vessels running through them. If you see any of that, call your vet today. Not next week. Today. But there's a behavioral check too, and this one matters just as much. Think back over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Has your dog been sleeping more than usual? Have they been rubbing their face on the furniture or the floor? Have they seemed irritable when you touch near their head or muzzle? Have they been reluctant to go outside during certain parts of the day? Have they lost interest in things they normally love? Dogs with chronic eye pain very often develop what vets describe as a general shift in personality. They become more withdrawn, easier to startle, less interested in engagement. And the owners of these dogs frequently only realize the connection after treatment, when their dog suddenly seems like a completely different animal. That shift, the one you see after the pain is gone, tells you everything about how much your dog was quietly enduring. Your dog doesn't have the words. They don't have the ability to point to what hurts. What they have is behavior, and a body that will show you the signs if you know where to look. Most owners never learn to look until it's too late. You just did. If this made you want to check your dog's eyes right now, go do it. And if this changed how you think about what your dog might be carrying in silence, hit like and subscribe because that's exactly what this is here for.